Well, a very good morning, everybody, from the winter wonderland that is rural Hampshire. Monday, the 29th of November. Well, a little bit more snow fell than I was expecting last night. At the end of flying yesterday, which we had done about, I think, 60 launches or so, I could see that there was a band of sleety snow coming down, but I was not expecting it to be this significant. And as the evening went on, a few phone calls to various people, sort of seeing what the situation would be. And alas, here we are this morning with a very picturesque scene, a day to get your Christmas card photos and everything like that, what we have arranged. So let's look at the weather first before we look at the operation. Over the country at the moment, there is not really particularly much significant weather in terms of fronts. The band of weather that we saw last night has moved away to our south. It left the area at about 9 o'clock and has left us with still a northwesterly to westerly airflow over the country, which is quite moist. Into tomorrow, it gets quite windy and sort of stays unsettled for a good part of the week until we see northerlies again on Thursday. Yes, it keeps being tricky at Lasham. This is all because of an influence of high pressure out in the Atlantic, which keeps bumping things up, and we seem to keep being on the sort of eastern side of that. So for today, nothing in the terms of significant weather in terms of fronts. What I am concerned about is anybody that was around last Tuesday would have known that we had some rather unusual fog. As I look out the window, I do wonder if it might happen again, bearing in mind what the ground state is like. But for the time being, those winds, well, they're going to be somewhere in the region of west northwest. Over the most of the country, probably looking at about sort of 280, 290 in our area, and not particularly strong, no more than 10 knots. Cloud-wise at the moment over the UK and England, looking at that, we are pretty much fine directly above us. It's the it's the horizontal visibility, which is causing us a problem at the moment. So shouldn't have any problem with cloud bases unless we get fog, but it is certainly misty in the directions all around. And we can see that's on here. It is supposed to brighten up as the day goes on. I say that in inverted commas because I saw this forecast on Tuesday. And it didn't quite work out, but westerly winds to northwest and visibility getting up to maybe 12 to 15 kilometres later in the day with some sunny intervals. Top temperature 2 degrees, but given everything, it's going to feel like freezing. If you're not well dressed to come onto the effort today, you will freeze. That's no exaggeration. So yeah, top temperature of 2 degrees in GFS, dew points, as you imagine, a little bit moister today, so probably 0. And Farnborough at the moment are reporting a few at 600, -1, and they got visibility of 8,000 metres. Let's just check Odium, see how they're getting on. Yeah, they're also looking at scattered at 400 feet, becoming few at 800 and periods of mist, which is sort of what we've got now. But doesn't mention the fog, doesn't mean it won't happen, as we've learnt. Airspace-wise, fairly quiet. Just some activity at Fairford, Weston on the Green, usual Farnborough, Solent, Boscombe. If I'm honest, none of that's going to really be of any significance to us. I don't have any webcams from Lasham, unfortunately, but that's the picture from Alton, which shows slightly further down the hill, so it will be slightly lighter there. So it's a reasonable covering of dusting of snow. Not that's affecting the local roads, but does cause us a problem with operations. So not much to see on this diagram, but operating it with snow at Lasham can be very hazardous. Firstly, getting to the hangar, a lot of the ground will have been untreated, or the treatment will have not have risen up to the job on snow. There may be areas now where treatment has been put down, but please be very, very careful moving around the site. Slips and trips are not what I want to have to deal with today. So check your footing, do not rush anywhere, do not drive anywhere particularly fast. The airfield will have some tendency to look like an ice rink in certain parts. So getting gliders out, that's always the first hazard with this. Secondly, the gliders could actually form ice on the wings. In these conditions, especially with the temperature still below freezing, you may find it's moist enough that you get an ice on the wings. So we'll be watching that. If you get ice on the wings, we can't fly until it's dried off. Also looking at our operation. So I've had a chat with 2XL. We do have a couple of movements as small airliners in this morning, King Airs and stuff like that. They will hopefully be leaving in the next half an hour or so to make their way in. The runway is usable, but does have sort of medium to good braking action, which means it's on that cusp of not being ideal. For that reason, until I have accounted for all of the little King Airs and Navajos and stuff that are coming in this morning, we will not go on the runway. I can't have them flying over the launch point and running off the end because we didn't offer them full length. So it may well be that we start aero only, and then once there's an opportunity, we'll go to winching. But it is going to take some time. It is going to be a little bit frustrating at times, but this is winter at Lasham, and snow, once you get up there, is very, very pretty. And as I say, you'll get plenty of postcards. So yeah, a number of movements today. First of all, starting with a King Air, about 3 King Air departures and arrivals in the next hour and a half. That will come back later in the afternoon along with an EasyJet by sort of sunset, where I reckon most of the snow probably would have had an opportunity to melt a little bit. So yes, if you do want to make your way to the hangar and just start getting gliders ready, as I say, it might not be flyable first thing, but get gliders ready, check your footing, and do wrap up warm, and make sure that you do go back to clubhouse for a hot drink at some point, because it's Lasham, it's cold, but it's very, very wintry. Bye for now.